What we do here is go back.
Super bizarre.
Off to a galaxy far, far away and a long time ago.
Yes, we are leaving the multiverse and going to the one true universe. So, I'm going to preface this a little bit.
Preface it.
I love the Star Wars comics.
Yes.
It was what got me back into comics after my long dry spell of like, you think here, it's like 2 years ago that I started reading comics. Like 15 years dry spell of like I still kept up on comic books, but I did not actively read comic books until I picked up the Vader series. And I love the Star Wars comic books because it's much easier to follow because it's just one universe. I don't have to worry about where all of these crazy creatures are coming from. I know they're coming from a galaxy far, far away. So
that those few words right there just can change so many things.
So many things.
Because it just like this could exist.
It could.
All this exists
in a whole other galaxy. So Lando, Double or Nothing. Coming off the heels of the Solo movie.
Yes,
which was amazing.
We'll end in this episode on a little Solo recap.
This is kind of or not really an origin, but like a prequel kind of. It's giving you more Lando, which everybody can use more Lando.
You know what I thought when I was reading it? Just a little foreshadowing. Just like in the movie when he's like, everything you've heard about me is true. This is one of those stories. Yeah,
this is one of those stories.
This is what he's talking
which
about.
I think
right
is
here.
a super cool concept to do, like the whole Lando thing, where it's like small, like this is part one, like David was talking off air earlier after we read it. I'm okay with it being a miniseries. Like I don't need a lot of Lando. I mean, I like the character, I always have. But I feel like doing these short little runs, almost like a miniseries, I guess you could call it, is a really cool way to kind of show Lando without having to have this long, continuous run of comic books.
Yeah.
That weaves in and out of other comic series runs and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I definitely like it as kind of a quote unquote one-off, even though it's part one. It's gonna be it's gonna be a series, but it was dope.
Yeah, let's dive into it.
So we're gonna get into it.
So basically, there's some. Obviously, we've got inundated with a lot of new Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
With like we talked about Solo, the book that came out, Last Shot, followed. You get if you read that book, you get a lot of L3 and Lando and like knowing who they are and stuff like that. And that's kind of what this comic series is about. It's kind of getting to know a little bit of Lando and L3's relationship, which is obviously a big part of Solo.
It just works.
And so that's what we kind of again preface that.
Very wordy starting out.
Yeah,
that panel is such a cool panel though, right there.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought this comic was kind of wordy, but when I was reading that wordiness, didn't you guys
flowed.
just freaking drip Lando and everything he says?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
for sure.
And L3 too.
Yeah. I don't know. In your mind, here's the question: is it Donald Glover's voice or is it Billy D's?
This is Donald Glover for sure.
Really? I get a little Billy D.
That is Donald Glover, right?
Oh,
there.
it 100% is.
Yeah,
but
no, he's saying like when you read it,
did you
do?
Well,
which is weird because I think Donald Glover actually did a really good job in Solo. I know we're kind of digressing.
Amazing job.
Capturing his voice,
the influx. And
the
stuff.
influx,
yeah, it was really good.
The what do you want to call it?
Mannerisms and such.
The mannerisms. So it's to me. I mean, obviously, Billy D is always going to be Lando. So it's like I read it in the cold, refreshing.
Yeah, see?
45. Like I definitely
too.
read it, but like a younger Billy D.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he was only like 30, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Ain't nobody read Billy D like Billy D.
But no, it
yeah,
starts off. It starts off with Lando in the Millennium Falcon talking as he always does. With L3, who's I think he's more talking to himself in these.
He's
first
doing the
couple panels.
what does he call them, the Lando Chronicles? Or
Yeah,
something?
he's talking about the Calrissian Chronicles.
Yes.
Talking about how he wants to basically turn the Millennium Falcon into an entertainment center.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about getting a wet bar and fancy couches, couple tables for gaming because he's a gambler.
L3's like, bitch, we can't turn this bitch into a fucking casino. We got to make upgrades.
Yeah, she's like, we need defense upgrades and communication systems, and he's like, oh, whatever. An environment of comfort to balance the constant danger that swirls about. And Lando's talking in the third person. Here, go back real quick. Go back one panel. What's it called? It is called the Calrissian Chronicles, which is him writing his autobiography.
Which why they didn't fucking call it this? Call that series this?
I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean it's definitely classic Lando Calrissian, and of course.
And they just developed the L3 Lando relationship even more.
Exactly what it was. Yeah. Well, I mean, so Double or Nothing, or not Double. Last Shot is 3 different story arcs. It's 10 years before A New Hope, 10 years before. 10
years before New Hope, 15 before New Hope, and then 10 after
not A New Hope. It's 10 years
or
before. 10 years before, 3 years after.
Rogue One.
Nope.
Gotta give me something.
Revenge of the Sith.
No, Return of the Jedi. 3 years after Return of the Jedi is
That's
when
Old Han.
In Old Han in The Last Shot, because Ben Kylo is like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years after. 3 years after
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, and then there's a part of the arc that takes place 10 years before that, and then 15 years before that. So it's
15 years before the 10 years, so 25 years before.
No, 15 years before. So 5 years
get into
before.
the New Hope timeline prior to it.
Okay, so it's right around.
Yes.
A New Hope is definitely not 10 years before. Return of the Jedi.
No.
So you're talking like before, essentially before Rogue One and before the Solo movie.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Right around when the Solo movie, just before the Solo movie. I'd say probably within 3 years, 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's one behind that's Lando's story also.
Yeah, and that's this basically.
Yeah.
So
15 years.
So yeah. So
that's
so exactly we're getting in the this is basically right before him. Like this is right before Solo.
Yes.
This is like this. And so, because no Cloud City yet, and that's the same in Solo.
Yeah.
No, nothing like
he
that.
He has the Falcon.
Yeah, he has the Falcon. And so who's he meet? So who are these people talking? Or
we're on Colgrune, which is a sewage, an Imperial sewage outpost. It's an Imperial droid repair outpost. Yeah. And there's a gentleman on here,
which obviously is going to play in a lot of L3 action. Yeah, obviously. So.
Yeah. So it's basically a guy. People who are being oppressed by the Empire. Christus's dad.
Yeah.
Which is a character that we're showing right here. But basically, it's a bunch of people that are being forced into hard labor in this droid repair outpost, and it's his daughter who's basically communicating with him while he's on this planet, talking about getting the means to liberate their people. Their what's the name of their Pretoria?
Yeah, I saw it and I couldn't.
Pretonia or something like that. Is the planet that what's her name?
Petrusian.
Petrusia is the planet.
Yeah, but they're Petrusian.
They're Petrusian, and basically the Empire occupied their planet and is getting free labor out of their people on this other planet, Colgrune, where they're repairing droids for the Empire.
Perfect explanation. Great job.
Thank you. Petrusian.
Get back to work. We got some stormtroopers yelling at them.
Doing their whole thing.
Doing their stormtrooper
And then they're talking about how we need to find a way to get the arms past the stormtroopers, basically leading up to the meeting of, what is her name? Christus meeting with Lando. Obviously, this is a tie-in of they're trying to basically they're talking about needing to find a smuggler to help them smuggle arms past.
What's the dude's name?
Empire. They didn't tell what the dad's name was.
No, that's the dad. That guy.
No, that's not. That's one of her.
That's
one
red,
of her.
that's red
oh,
shirt
the other
number
guy.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's red shirt number one. He doesn't matter. She's like purple.
All right, I know.
You know
I
what?
know a guy.
You know who she looks like? The Crimson Dawn guy from Solo. She's got like the markings on her face.
Yeah, but she's female. Paul Bentley's character?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
race wise.
I thought those were scars, not personal markings.
No, because every time you got mad, they came
kinda-
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
And then here's Lando
Well,
talking.
I'll give you a little side. Sorry. Do you know? You'll like this. Do you know what his character was actually supposed to be? What race his character is supposed to be?
No.
Chiss, I'm assuming.
Take a guess. Not Chiss.
That was my guess.
What's Zabrak?
Is that who-
Darth Maul's.
No,
race.
no, not Zarok. Yeah, no. The introduction of the species in Rebels.
Oh no way! Freaking God, not Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Zeb.
Zeb.
Zeb's character.
It's supposed to be that. That was who they were gonna make.
Man, they
him.
should have done that. That would have been awesome.
I forget what they call that. His
They
I don't
chose not
know.
to.
It's like
So
in
then
one
we
episode.
pan to Lando at a market trying to buy his fancy couch
talking with a
Transocean.
with a
Trandoshan,
Trandoshan. Yeah, trying to lower the price of his
Good old haggling.
haggling with him about the price of the material that he wants to make his couch out of, which is some animal.
It's pretty awesome. This is pretty awesome,
yeah,
dude.
L3 is
Pull-
snarky in
just
the background.
Lando motherfucking it up
And then here we go with
with Christus.
Introduction.
Christus
to-
coming to
coming to talk to
interrupt.
Lando.
He's like,
My,
my.
What do we have?
And she's like,
here?
"So are you Lando Calrissian?" And he's like, "Depends. Are you a fan or a bounty hunter? Because the answer will, your answer will has what is it? It's each scenario offers its own individual response."
Jesus. Fucking-
He's such a cocky piece of shit. I love him. I love every minute of him. But no, she's basically approaching Lando Calrissian. We're getting the the whole smugglers haggling moment. Are you who you say you are? I don't know. It depends who's asking. Kind of
You want to go next slide?
cliche.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. Zombie said she couldn't hear us, but
What? Can you hear me now?
I can. It's. I'm listening.
She's
This
had
is
that
good.
issue a couple times.
This is going.
What? Boop. Boop. Hear me now?
That's on Twitch.
Boop. That's on Twitch. We're listening to it right now. I don't know what's going on. Ba-da-da-da. I do like Lando's cape though.
He's got a closet full of them,
He does have a closet full of them.
which I thought was
That was
awesome.
such a cool MTV Cribs with
Right.
Lando Calrissian on the Millennium Falcon
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of the coolest things I watched. Chewie, stop doing that. We're filming a professional show. Stop it. Stop licking your butthole on the camera. So, anyways, she's trying to convince him to help her smuggle goods past an imperial battalion. I'm assuming is probably what they are, company. And he's like, I don't really want to have any part of getting involved with the Empire, unless the price is right.
Right. Yeah. Always the business.
Do 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 do.
Come on down.
Come on, Lando Calrissian, come on down.
Zombie, we want to make sure you can hear us, so let us know what's going down because
Boop,
I just
boop,
checked
boop,
it on Twitch
boop,
and
boop. We had this
Seems
issue
pretty
last
good.
time. She said.
Just going over price.
yep. So
Talking
haggling.
about haggling about the price up.
She's
front.
like, I'm good for it. You'll get your money.
And he's like, "Oh, what are your goons here for?" And then so now she turns on the charm. She goes, "Oh, well, why don't you let me buy you a drink?"
Because she
I
starts
like-
out by saying she's a bartender.
Yeah, I like their dynamic, and I really like how almost like instantaneous it was. I liked it,
That's Lando with every girl, though.
but I mean, she's kind of playing him at the same time, which is kind of a nice a nice twist. It gives her a little bit more strength. I think she has a lot of resolve. And she's turning on the charm. And he's like, "Oh, well, a drink? Why not? How about a nice, cold, refreshing Colt 45?"
I don't know. I think it's more just like, let's exploit the one weakness that Lando has, which is always a pretty lady.
Yeah. We're still having sound issues with Zombie Shutterbug.
No, that's
I know.
Twitch. So.
I know. I'm just wondering why you're playing it over.
Yeah.
No, I just want to show Zombie that that's what we're
Might be a great businessman, even a hell of a pilot, but a pretty lady walks by, he's fucked.
He's done.
I just did. Yeah, it is.
You
It's
never
78.
turned this down.
Time to
It's
turn
going
it up.
down to 78.
That was a good year.
That's what it is, baby.
That's just what it is.
That's a very
No, I don't.
That's
You
a very
do.
Lando thing to say.
65. Do it.
Do it.
Let's get frigid in this
It's
bitch.
just fucking ruin the air conditioning.
Yeah.
And then you see a little tie-in here from the Last Jedi, Canto Bite. So he won some money off of
Yeah.
Canto Bite.
Yeah.
That's cool. I
They're
mean,
playing up the
Lando
Canto
would
Bite.
go to Canto Bite,
course.
so it makes sense.
It's unheard of. So,
Well, they talk
Um,
about Canto Bite and
yeah.
Solo too.
yeah.
I don't remember, but
And then, he's of course flirting, turning on the tram, talking about one of his stories.
No, but what happens is, they talk about him, some guy coming up and owing him money.
Yep, and so then this guy's like, "Oh, you a classic tie-in, oh, you owe me money. Oh, well, now I have a reason to work for you."
Yeah.
yeah.
It is very cliche. So now she's kind of offering she's gonna offer.
Well, it's basically almost the same thing that happened in Solo. If you think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
like he's like, I'll come work for you, but the whole reason was because the ship was fucking impounded, and
Yeah.
he needed a reason to like break it out.
Yeah, so now this guy is gonna kill him if he doesn't give his money. So now she's like, "I'm gonna," she's like, "What if I pay off your debt?" sort of thing, and gives him a day to think about the classic. I'll give you till the morning to think about it. Which, oddly enough, after seeing the kiss, which we obviously didn't, we didn't show, but she kind of kisses him and tells him she'll give him till morning. I was anticipating a "let's go to bed" moment, and then she walks off, which I thought was also kind of another cool testament to like how she's kind of playing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chewy, I'm trying to do something right now. I'm trying to have a show. You're fucking up my vibe.
He's trying to keep your foot warm.
You're fucking up my. I don't need my feet to be. Dude, it's 100 degrees outside. If you stop it, Chewy.
Chewy, go.
Classic Lando hustling.
Yeah.
Right, hustling, and then
Just
I like how
lean
she's.
back.
I like how Alfie's like, "Could you please refrain from using the words we and us in this deal? I don't want to be involved."
Do you think she's using like X-ray vision to look at his cock right now?
I don't think so. She's a robot.
She loves him though.
She doesn't.
Yes,
She does.
Yeah. Oh, she's like
She does in
mad
the movie
love him.
too.
That's weird.
Remember? It just works.
Yeah, at the end, like she's talking to fucking what's her face, and she's
Yeah.
like,
She's talking to Kira, and it's like
Yeah.
me and Lando are together. How does that work?
No,
It
that's legit.
It just works.
yeah. If you read Last Shot, she's like,
Oh yeah, that was the whole pansexual thing.
yeah.
He loves. I mean, dude, it's not unheard of. They have
No, it's
sex
not.
robots in space, man.
Well, and if again, also in Last Shot, he's in love with a Twilight chick.
Obviously,
Yeah, who wouldn't be in love with a Twilight chick?
right?
I saw the special edition of Star Wars.
Yeah. Anyway, so L3 basically, as she usually does, is making the decision for him that he's going to help these people because she herself is a freedom fighter sort. So Lando's basically saying like he has no emotions in regard to this deal with
Hey, Colonel 30 OT Blunt back on the
what
scene.
up?
What he's asking what happened to my game room. It's coming back together. We just moved, so it's still making its.
You're being awfully judgy.
No, but it's coming. back
Also,
together.
this is issue
Actually,
number 5 of our comic book series.
Actually, my wife is over there painting.
Currently, like we're looking at her right
We're
now.
looking at her paint. Nobody can see you.
No
but-
one can see you. She's like, "Oh no." But anyways,
This is issue of our comic series. Join.
we're doing Lando Double or Nothing
Go
part
grab
1
it.
right now.
Or just listen to the
Or just
beginning of this
listen to
episode,
this, yeah.
and you'll know exactly what
And
happens.
you know exactly what happens. Yeah. So, anyways, it's basically a comic. Lando and L3 are talking right now, and L3 is essentially making the decision for him with her so rebellious freedom fighter attitude. She's like, "We have to help these people."
Well, plus it has to do with droids.
True.
Thanks, Blunt.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yep. So we're just again haggling with Christus.
Yeah, Christmas. Now they're.
Yeah, and she's like,
How does a criminal become a freedom fighter?
yeah,
Get some shots inside the
He's
Falcon,
like
which are nice.
Oh no, he was asking her,
yeah.
and then she tells him she's not a criminal, she's a survivor. she's telling
not
him
gonna
about.
give up.
Yeah, she's basically she's telling Lando about like her struggle right now with her father, like we were talking about earlier, in hopes that Lando will be more inclined to not charge her so much for helping, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Because doing the right thing worked with Han.
Correct.
Correctamundo.
Correctamundo. So now they're talking about, they're heading off to
Colgroon.
Colgroon to save her dad.
Daddy.
And now she's trying to do she's still doing that, the whole, basically it's trying to create a crisis of conscience with Lando, and Lando's not budging. He's like, I'm just in this for the money.
Right.
And then here comes the shitstorm. TIE fighters. By the way, I really like
Twin
this.
ion engine fighters.
Twin ion engine fighters. Sorry. I do like how they kind of show the ship prowess of Lando and L3 in this one, because you don't really see it in
I get what you're saying.
Solo.
How they work just as
how
well
well they work together in the ship and stuff, like, when he's doing what Han does to Chewie.
Yeah. You get that a lot in Last Shot again.
Yeah.
That's a cool picture.
Yeah,
That's an old school looking picture, actually.
That is an old school looking picture. It's the Millennium Falcon fighting these TIE fighters and doing the whole space battle. We got to dodge the TIE fighters and trick them, kind of thing. It's a good series. I really enjoy. I really enjoyed this one, which I wasn't too keen on the comic book Lando, because he has such a presence in the movies that, like, I was like worried that the comic, but he does a really good job. But yeah, more fighting with the TIE fighters, little space battle action, more banter with L3 and them talking about
in that last panel. I just see him. Hi there. Welcome to so-and-so. How can I help you today?
Right.
You used to have to wear that when I was doing service industry stuff.
Right. And then
so you get into her bitching because we're like, hey, yeah, this is why we fucking needed upgrades and not fucking bantha skin sheets.
Not
not
fur
dewback fucking
couches
and strobe lights.
and fucking lights and games and stuff, and they're still fighting. And he's ready to decommission her when he's done. And then here comes the piloting in the two of them.
Yep.
It's yep. They're getting ready to pull a maneuver. Basically, they're gonna fly over a moon and wait for the TIE fighters to overcorrect and then shoot them.
Chris is like,
the
deuce?
You do miss a lot because
Put
we
your
can't
seatbelt
show a
on.
lot of the
Yeah.
panels, because there's a lot of really good writing and banter back between that. We can't say word for word, but that's one thing I did like, because it does show a lot of their interaction between the two of those.
I agree, and it was a very big saving grace for this comic to show the chemistry amongst all three of the characters, but predominantly Lando and L3, and it was nice to see that again, because you get that in Solo.
Yeah,
but you really see that it's not just like they've always had good chemistry together.
Yeah, just when you're saying banter, that's what it is. We can only say that, but just like there's some good writing. The story does
I mean,
make up for it.
definitely. I mean, obviously, we're going over the whole comic book kind of frame for frame. You guys can't see all of it. We show you what we can, but definitely, even though you kind of get the outcome of these, if you're interested in the Star Wars universe, their comics are very good.
Yeah. So when I go get my, I get comic subscription boxes, at the local comic book store. So shit ton of comics. When I pick what Star Wars comics I want, literally all I do for them is say all Star Wars comics.
Yeah.
So it's just any Star Wars comic that comes out, it's just they put in.
Is Star Wars written published by Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Star Wars own the Marvel comic studio now too? I can't remember. I know they bought the movie studio.
No, you mean Disney.
Disney.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do. That's why you're getting a reintroduction of Fantastic Four.
Yep.
And what was the other one that they redid that it was like, oh, dang, this is cool?
Well, Fantastic Four is Fox still
Fox
with the
is-
movies.
yeah.
The
but,
movies,
but the
yes.
Marvel,
but the
yes.
comic
yes,
rights are with
Marvel, yeah.
Marvel.
I just didn't know.
That's why they rebooted the Marvel
Yes.
Fantastic
I
Four.
did not know that, because I couldn't remember if Disney bought Marvel comic studios.
did, yes.
They bought Yeah.
All of it.
Well, they didn't do it at first. When
Yeah.
they first did the Marvel buyout, they bought the movie studio.
Yeah.
And then I think afterwards they came back and bought the rest of
I
it.
started to realize, like, oh, we've got something here.
Yeah.
Get it all.
Oh, we can. Yeah. We can.
Yeah, it's
work-
because Star Wars was Dark Horse before.
Yeah.
Yes,
So.
it was.
They're like, we're not gonna make the same mistake Fox made with Star Wars. We're buying Marvel, or we're gonna license. We want to make the. They wanted to market the Star Wars comic books to tie into the Star Wars movies, and that
Yeah.
they definitely wanted a company like Marvel doing it.
So that's why everybody was nervous, or is nervous, that we might see a crossover, and that would be scary.
Crossover with what?
Oh, between like a Marvel Star Wars crossover.
Yeah.
No.
In comics, maybe.
comics, sure. I don't care. You could try anything once,
Not
but
movies.
not movies.
They
You'll
won't
never
touch the
see
movies.
that.
You know that.
That'll never happen.
that would.
You mean in a
destroy-
galaxy far, far away?
Hey, hold on, Nate. Flash cut 2050. That'll never happen. Oh my God! Is that Star Lord and Luke?
Why is Star Lord hanging out with
Whoa.
Luke Skywalker?
You guys want to get real weird? James Gunn and Mark Hamill have been meeting for Guardians 3, just so you know.
Yeah.
And how
Well-
funny would that be if you go to a bar and there's just a cloaked dude at the bar and Star-Lord asks him something? You don't want to do that. I would die.
Well, Guardians is Star Wars to me. That's why I love
It's
Guardians.
a space opera, yeah. But that we're
I really
Well,
wish they didn't.
Mark Hamill really wants to be
Yes.
in an MCU
Yeah.
movie.
yes, he does. And him and James Gunn live next door to each other.
Yeah.
So
I
they've
do
been
really
talking.
wish they never. I wish Guardians remained separate. I really did.
No,
You didn't want them in the
no.
Avengers movie?
Not at all.
Gamora's
Really?
his son or daughter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know that, but they didn't have to get.
That
they didn't-
doesn't necessarily mean that. It
So
has
he's
to
already
tie in.
tied. I thought the Guardians were some of the best stuff.
I like
in
it.
that.
I think what he's saying is from watching the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, they hold their own.
There's so much
standalone.
story behind that, like behind all of that. I just want
Yeah.
that. Want that.
Yeah.
Like my favorite part of The Force Awakens was
When the Force awoken.
when fucking Han boards the Millennium Falcon and Concha Club is there, and like all that soul behind the weird scenes, like who is that crew? I want to go know who that crew is. I want to know all that.
Conja Club.
Yeah, Concha Club. Yeah, tell
All
Concha Club
all
himself.
the gangs,
Yeah,
all the gangs.
like
yeah.
I want all of that backstory. I want that whole thing, and that's like the Ravengers.
Yeah.
Their crews. There's so many fucking Ravenger crews out there. Like.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
I think you're
get-
going to see some Ravengers 2.0 in Infinity War Part 4, but that's a different conversation.
You mean Avengers Part 4?
Yes.
Avengers
It's not.
Infinity War.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry,
Infinity-
There-
it's not
There's
Infinity War.
rumors. You know what the rumors call? They're gonna call
I've
it?
heard lots of
If
rumors.
they-
Infinity Gauntlet.
That's
Or assemble or disassemble. There's lots of rumors out
dude.
there.
The Infinity Gauntlet first of all got
Did you hear-
destroyed.
Did you hear the rumors of what the story arc is? And this is actually a legit from a writer, apparently.
Which
Is
ones?
Is it involving Ant-Man?
no,
'Cause I've
it's
heard that
involving
rumor.
Tony Stark.
I'm listening.
Apparently, there's some sort of arc where they're saying Tony Stark is going to travel back in time to be one of the guards that is escorting Loki into the
Into the prison.
Do you
the
know
prison.
why that makes so much sense?
Into the just killing.
Because I've already seen still images of Cap in his original Captain America, like World War II stuff, and I've also seen still images of Thor and Loki that are in Part
and
2.
there's still images of Tony Stark in tactical gear.
We're digressing, by the
Yes.
way.
Yes.
So-
Wow. Marvel. House
We'll
of Mouse.
discuss that on the next Slurred Thoughts episode.
So
All right. House of Mouse. Back to Star Wars.
House of Mouse.
TIE fighters chasing.
TIE fighter chasing. Oh, they're overcorrecting. Oh, they're not good pilots. Gotcha. He called. Hold on.
What did
go
he
back.
call him? What did he call him?
He called him a perf merker.
Yep, an Imperial perf merker.
Take that, Imperial perf merker.
Not to be
By the
confused
way-
with this. Go ahead.
With a nerf herder.
Sluggo.
I love the cursing in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Nerf
because they
herder.
can say it. They can
They
say
say
whatever the
whatever they
fuck they
want,
want
yeah.
because it's made
Yeah,
up.
Perf merker is definitely motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way,
Oh,
we're gonna
Jesus.
we're gonna R that real quick.
Yeah, that's
Perf
pretty
merker.
awesome.
Sam Jackson.
Take that, Imperial motherfucker. Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson.
Mother.
All right, here we we go. Never gets old.
Never gets old.
See, you even almost did it in your own Billy D voice.
Yeah,
I-
Billy,
I- oh
Billy
yeah,
D
of course you
divorce.
can. I try
read
and do
this and I
everything
do
while singing.
Billy D, man. It's Lando bragging, of course.
Lando bragging or taking the moment. He was giving them an opportunity to compliment him on his prowess. And now they're on Kolgrun.
Yep. So the comic just finishes with them paddling some TIE fighters and making it out, of course, without being
Unscathed.
Yeah. And now they're hovering over Kolgrun, which will begin
Episode 2 or issue 2.
I always thought that
Or-
those
yeah,
satellite dishes, though, they're not that important. They get taken off in every movie.
True.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah, they got dime a
I think they're
dozen. Does he
cheap.
buy them by like bulk or
In
something?
bulk, he just leaves him.
I'll
at,
take 10 of them satellite dishes.
Is he a hillbilly now?
Yes. That was the previous owner before.
That was the
Lando.
previous
You
owner.
didn't know that? Oh, that's a different comic series that's
10
coming out.
hillbillies.
What we do here is go back.